Hello, everybody. Yes, this is a book on the Galactic Space Federation. It is written by Michael Osella, and he has, intrinsical knowledge and understanding about the whole space program, all of the aliens, and the secret space program, and all of that. And I've been going through this book, as you can see, it's quite involved. I've been going through it um, over time, trying to find any secret gems in there. The one thing that was interesting before the whole situation in Ukraine hit off, um, I'm going to have to turn it on the side now. So bear. No, 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 no. Listen to you. You're huffing and puffing like a freight train. Stop it. Stop, Dom. There's nobody there. Listen to your heart. Look, it's somebody walking across the road. Look, it's just a guy over there. Okay? He's just a neighbour. Look, it's just a neighbour. He came from next door. You're getting all protective over nothing. It's just a man. Okay? And here comes another person. There's a lot of people that live next door. Now a girl's coming to walk with the man, maybe. They're going to a car. Or he's a delivery guy. He's a delivery guy. Look, he's a delivery guy. He's giving her some food. Okay? And you're getting all upset over it. Calm down, okay? Can you just go and sit down up on the bed with me here? Can you hop up here with me, please, Dom? Come on. Come on, be a good boy. Up here. Come on. You're just being silly. You know that. You know you're being silly. Okay, sorry about that. Bit of an interruption because the dog's looking out the window and there's too many cars out in the street and it's creating a bit of stress for him because he's a guard dog. So he's thinking, I'm here. My son is no longer here. He's gone for the day. So he's like, why are these people in my backyard? I don't know these people. That's okay. So they're talking about here in this booklet, they talk about, or this book, I should say, they talk about Russia, they talk about China, they talk about Andromeda, Intergalactic Federation, and the 24 civilizations. There you go. So there might only be four, was it four of the alien hybrids? But there's apparently more. So here you go. But there is a thing about Ukraine because it gives you all the different chapters. Okay. So all the different things here. So we've got the Washington flyover, ASTAR, Command, Daniel Fry and the Galactic Federation, Eisenhower and Atoms for Peace, Val 4, Galactical Federation and President Eisenhower. And it's funny, President Eisenhower, his granddaughter has a YouTube channel and she talks about all the Federation and stuff. And she was one of the first that actually was talking about how submarines, because of the pressure that they can withhold, can actually be put into space. They're safe to go in space. And they have been used. She said, submarines predominantly were not made for the ocean, they were made for space. So there you go. Leaked 1989 Department of Defense document refers to a possible agreement with the Galactic Federation. And you have to think there's that pseudo real or fake or deep fake photo of Donald Trump with some blonde tall people with red uniforms. As you can see here, the Galactic Federation have blue. So maybe this is just what this gentleman has says that's what they look like. And these are the people. I've seen these guys, and don't laugh. I've been carrying this picture around since 1989 or even earlier. Okay, this is my spirit guide. Looks a bit like that, doesn't it? That supposedly is my spirit guide. Yep. And I've held on to this for 40 years. Yeah, going on 40 years. And I will never get rid of it. It would be bad karma if I was to do that. That's my guardian angel, supposedly. Anyway, he goes back by the side of the bed, keeps me safe, keeps all the demons from my head and my life. Oh, and the other thing that's quite interesting, what was I having on here? Oh, okay. They're talking about here about dark rituals to set the mind free and protect. We're meeting them to allow them to uncast these dark rituals to set free the minds and the protection they set on the monetary institutions they created. A dark, ancient institution, those of name, the number 33, those of the lower number, the traverse triangles, and those who worship the soul harvester. Who is the soul harvester? We know Grim Reaper is the soul harvester or the soul collector, but who's the harvester? You'd have to say that's Satan, because he's harvesting the souls. Whereas if you're going to heaven, you freely give it. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be taken. You give it freely and it's accepted freely. So this here is a bit weird. But anyway, the other thing that I had stuck in between here, and sorry again, a lot of you probably are not in Southeast Queensland, Australia. And yes, in light of Pauline Hanson and the One Nation party's political pushing up the chain of command, Clive Palmer this was in my letterbox, Australia's New Deal, a letter from Clive Palmer to the people of Australia. Men and women of Australia, I'm writing to you so you may know the potential of our country to improve the lives of fellow Australians and how we can lift the standard of living for all Australians. Australia needs a new deal. I agree. He's trying very, very hard to be like Donald Trump in his attitude and his projection towards things. Hold on, I've got to get this book. Let's put another marker in here for now. Because there's something interesting there. This is also interesting because I voted for Clive Palmer a few times in the past, right, when he had his party going. And that was prior to Donald Trump winning in 2016. So it wasn't just, the Donald Trump and what's happened with him that I thought, oh yeah, I'm going to vote for Clive Palmer. I thought somebody that knows how to work a business, somebody that knows how to manage and make money and create money, keep money, not spend money willy-nilly, and be responsible about money. And I thought, well, he's got as much chance, a better chance actually, because he's got lifelong skills that might be able to prosper the country. So I'll give him a go. He can't do anything worse than the others. So I voted for him, I think on 2 different elections I did. Unfortunately, he didn't get in. And then he sort of decided not to run in politics anymore. But anyway, so these are the things here. He wants to abolish net zero, okay, lower the standard of the cost of living, 25% tax for exported gas to be paid to the Australians, which, in any other country, if you're taking something that belongs to that nation, you have to pay for it. You don't get it willy-nilly and you don't get it in sweetheart deals or payoffs. No, we don't do that. We're not corrupt like that. Well, we are at the moment, but we're trying not to be corrupt. So don't tempt us. Please don't. Because our government has a very, very hard time. Oh, no, actually, they don't have a hard time. They have a position where they just changed the position. We just changed our position. Well, can you imagine if we said to the Prime Minister, I'm sorry, I'm not paying tax anymore. He says, but it's a legal requirement. You must pay it. And I'd say, oh, well, I've been thinking long and hard and I'm sorry, but I've changed my position and I'm not paying tax anymore. But you said, but you agree you'll pay it. No. I've told you 1,000 times. No, my position has changed. I can't afford to pay tax anymore. You're costing me too much money. Can you imagine if everyone said that to him and threw it back in his smug face? I would love to do that. I might get a t-shirt done that just says, I changed my position. Anyone that has a complaint about something, oh, did you leave the door open? No. But you did. You just walked through that. No, I changed my position. Did you spend that money? No. But I saw you. You just walked into that shop and you came out with things and you don't have any money left. No, I just changed my position. Don't you get that right? No, shut it up. Get it right. I just changed my position. Okay, so then there's zero migration, which is really good. There's one thing in here that I found really, really, really weird, which I was quite surprised at, and I don't understand the logic of it, really, because Clive Palmer was so against the mRNA technology. He ended up, buying enough ivermectin for every Australian at the time that COVID was around, and had them all shipped here to Australia to be handed out to the Australian population so that we could all get back to normal and not have to worry for these bloody poisons to be rolled out so that people would be forced or manipulated to take something that they didn't want, that had never been used on human beings before and was experimental. So all three red flags straight away. Sorry, I'm getting emotional, so I'm getting tied up with my tongue, because I've got snake tongue at the moment because I'm saying bad things and I don't. And my body's telling me I shouldn't be saying this stuff because it's bad. And that's why it's trying to trick me. But anyway, so this one here, and he will never get called, and he's never ever been, thanked for what he tried to do. And the government stopped it going through customs and it was all destroyed. Yeah. And he paid for it with his own money, not with taxpayer money, with his own money. What other politician does that for their nation? Not our bloody poxy politicians that we have now. They just want to tax us more, steal our assets and tax us more and control our lives. No, thank you. Okay, net migration is approaching 1 million per year. Yes, too many people. I'm sorry, migrants. If you're a migrant, I still love you, but you don't belong here and you should leave because you're making life bad for yourself and bad for us. So please pack your bags and leave. And especially if you don't have a danger in your country and you've come here under false claims that you're an asylum because of threat of your life. Well, once again, I'm sorry for your loss of your mentality and your misguided judgment. But you're making things really, really bad for the host country, and we're not going to be able to give you the things that you need. So please pack your bags and leave. Yes, if you want to call me a racist, go ahead. I don't care. I'd rather say I'm a bigot. I don't care what color your skin is. I don't care what language you speak. I don't care what food you eat. I don't care what God you have. I don't care any of those things. If you're a fuckwit, I'll call you a fuckwit, okay? And that's why I'm a bigot. But anyway, he says here about the migration side of things. Where is it? I have to find it. My son's coming with his car and it's going to be bloody noisy now, so I've got to finish this. Okay, bye.